Video game. Okay, game review. E4. Yes. Yes. K-Row. And a third yes in a row for going C5 in the advance. Excellent. My fave. Okay, all book moves so far. Do they go knight F3? No. Okay. This is best move. Well, okay, this is Banzia's course right here. Where I've seen this in my games too, where Engine recommends E6 here, but the idea of queen to A5, if I'm remembering correctly from my Chessable course I haven't touched in a couple weeks, queen puts immediate pressure on the bishop, which cannot easily be blocked, or not blocked, or defended. So they have to deal with it, and that's unpleasant for white. It's the best move on stronger engines. Okay, why you gotta call my engine out like that? It's not my engine, it's chess.com's engine, which... Okay, so they take, you take, they make a mistake. And, okay. The engine's recommendation here does make sense to me. Because taking on d4 in the center here, the only response is really to take back, and then you have to deal with this attack. And you can drop your queen back. It's kind of the same transposition potentially, but I think queen to b6 first is maybe a little more forcing. You were about to review this line right before you left and you didn't. The next time, ask your opponent, be like, okay, can you play the exact same game? But I'm going to study more. Okay. I like the suggestion for white to move their knight to e2 for developing to protect d4 instead. Oh, savage. Absolutely savage. Because now white can't castle. You see this? Can't castle through a check. And... Wow, yeah, there's not anything that white can easily do about that. That is so savage. If I was white right now, I'd be frustrated. I would be very, very frustrated. Okay, so I bet they're gonna try to knight from G to E2. Oh, no, spoilers, spoilers, no spoilers. Okay, okay. So I see what you mean here. Moving the knight to its somewhat more natural square was a potential lazy move, where if white had thought about how you were going to follow up, they would have realized that knight to e2 was much stronger, because then they could still castle. And that was the move that messed up their whole game. Yeah, how does white deal with this? I'm very curious. And let's be honest. Raise your hand in chat if you too have made a lazy opening move that then came to bite you in the butt. I think I've been on the receiving end of this before. Spoilers, they don't. Spoilers! Come on! Come on! Gotta keep up the element of surprise for streaming engagement or something. You would have played knight e2 because you like f4? Well, that's chaos, Krishna. Actually, I'm curious, though. Let's deviate. Let's deviate. So, if they had gone here, follow-up move, let's go to the analysis, engine here, and you did something like this, you're thinking now you would do this? Embrace the chaos. Engine is not embracing the chaos, but maybe at a higher depth. Who knows? Who knows? We've already disparaged browser engines a couple times today. Okay. So here we were, Cant Castle. Okay, you'd keep the option open. Fair enough. And yeah, you have a phenomenal position. White is so sad. All right, great pawn move. Okay, is the point of this pawn move being so great is that it prevents your knight from continuing to infiltrate? You didn't play knight to f5, so you didn't move knight here because you didn't want them to play g4. Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, either way, your knight is not in a super easy to maneuver spot. But I feel like you don't even really need to worry about that. The main point of moving your knight here is so that you can finish developing and then castle like a sane person, unlike your poor opponent. Yeah, okay, g3 restricts the knight. If the bishop was on e3, you would have, so you could have taken it. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. So if the bishop was here and your knight was here, then you could have taken it, even if they tried to, like, kick it or something. Is this Hendrix? No, how dare you? It's the Who, but it's a live version. And I had to look, so no worries. He has no white bishop, g3. So the point of g3, Tiger, was actually not for any fian cuddling because our king's not going anywhere. It was more so to stop the bleeding of Black's attack, because now Black's knight can't do anything. I like c5. I would have played c5. Actually, g3 is great. It was a great move, says our engine. I like c5. It's an inaccuracy. And I actually don't even understand the engine's idea here, because lining up pieces is good, but where's the queen gonna go here? She can't go here for mate. She can't go here for mate. I am reviewing games. Yes, this is a Muser's game. Actually, let me pin a Muser's comment where they explain a little bit about the game. Okay. Engine is having a moment again. I mean, it's not a bad move, but like, I like your move better. Because, yeah, you want to develop your bishop, but the problem with developing your bishop here is if you develop and then want to break in the center, you're using an extra move, so I'm assuming that's the logic. I like that, because now they're trying to add defense here, but their knight has 2 attackers to only 1 defender, so they have to deal with that. That was the exact reason. Yes. Look, do I know my Caro or what? I don't know much, but my Caro, I know a little bit. Okay, so big take in this, not the center, but queen side, really. So they take a pawn with their knight. You take back. They take, and you take. And after the exchange, pawns are equal. Bishop on c3 isn't doing anything as well. Yeah, it seems like it's serving some important purpose here. I'm very curious how you proceed, because this position looks so solid for you. But the bishop is doing a really good job of guarding b2 and kind of preventing both open-ish files from being open. Bishop takes b4, or bishop to b4. Yeah, if they were to do that. Oh, but they go the wrong way. They go the wrong way. And you just remove yourself from the attack. It's kind of like, I don't know why this is the image that came into my mind, but someone in fencing going, haha, on guard! And you're just like, nah, I'm good. This is interesting because it appears to give up a pawn. Oh, but then you get this pawn back, so it's fine. Okay, a new castle, and poor white still cannot. Bishop b4. Bishop b4. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is a really good move from opponent, and to their credit, even though they can't castle, they are trying their darndest to counterplay. Moving the queen to d7, Engine says would have been better, but queen b7. Yeah, I think keeping your pieces lined up and coordinated works, and it keeps protection on the bishop, which also seems like an added benefit. And you'll see why this is a better move. Okay. I'm on tent hooks. Okay, knight maneuver, yes. And your opponent overlooked your next move. Do you maneuver the knight to f5 now? No. Ah, okay. This wins material. Yeah, it's really obvious. You can push the d pawn and win the rook. Oh, okay. You have tactics. So let's see it. Let's see the tactic in action. Okay, you grab, and then that pawn is finally yours. And the bishop was trapped. Because, for example, if the bishop had gone here, this loses a bishop. Okay, but how though? Yes? Okay, so yeah, the pawn push I saw, but then I was like, well, can't the bishop just slide over? If the bishop slides over, follow up, you can take this way, I'm assuming, and then even if they take back, oh no, that's not even best. Then you win the game? No, not, well, basically win the game. Because then they have to block with the horsey. Okay, yeah, wow, that's savage. So they completely overlooked it. And the game has to end soon because that's crushing. I said horsey. You can take the knight because of the bishop on a6. Oh, cool. Black attacks a trapped piece. Wow, yeah. It's really, it is trapped because the king cannot move here. If the rook goes here, yeah. If the rook goes here, look, support from the bishop way, way, way on a6. So there is no way to save the rook here. So what do they do? Okay, so they resigned after their queen move because you had your hand on the rook. Oh yeah, because I understand the logic here is, okay, well, if you take the rook, I take the queen, which isn't defended. But the problem with the queen move is you have this check, right? Good ad for castle early. Yeah, I mean, the entire game was from an early opening error. That wasn't even it, was it? It was here. Yeah, oh man. And the bishop didn't even move from a6 the entire game, is that right? But it was MVP for sure. Yeah. If this was sports ball and awards were given, trophies, if you will, and we were like, and the MVPs goes to light squared bishop, and all the other pieces are like, he didn't even move. But we know. We know.